Hello everyone, I hope you're good. Now this week I wanted to take a trip down memory lane and look at the top 10 fluid art techniques I've ever done. Can you guess what number 1 might be? There are so many easy and fun techniques that you can try at home and use in many ways on your own pieces. So let's get creative today and have a look at some of my all-time favorites. Let me know in the comments which technique is your favorite, and don't forget you can find all of the videos I mentioned here in my top 10 playlist and linked below the video. Number 1, chain pull. This first technique is an absolute classic. It's the best of both worlds. Simple but producing intricate and detailed results. I'm going to show you an example of how I painted some butterflies with this method. I painted my background with some light colors and left space for where I want my butterflies to go using some masking tape. It's simple at the core. All you are doing is dipping a ball chain into some paint and pulling it. Let me show you exactly how it works. It goes slightly off, it doesn't really matter. Time for some colors. You can put the colors wherever you want. I'm just sort of planning them in a symmetrical manner. Okay, let's start on this side. Positioning it on black. Okay, time to drag. Oh, I'm getting slightly impatient now. And 2 more butterflies. Oh, to go. Now this is the biggest one. Oh, nice. You see, it's much nicer when you don't put so much black. This one is lovely. So this is one layer of varnish. You can see how the colors really pop because the metallics are so beautiful. Arteza metallics are so lovely. Here's another quick example using some contrasting colors. I even used chains to make my most intricate angel wing. So I washed my chains and now I need to start angling the feathers a bit this way, but they'll still be shorter when overlapping, so I don't have to worry too much about this part. At the moment I have it all in my mind. Hopefully it will work. Number 2, stencils and swipes. Now that we've had our fun with the chain, it's time to pull something different along the canvas. How about some toilet paper? In this piece, I started out by creating a stencil of a face using some frisket paper. This is basically just a transparent sticky sheet of plastic. It stops paint from getting under it, and I want this side of the painting to stay gold. Then we start to layer paints of various colors going in the direction that I want. In this case, I wanted the paint to resemble hair and branches. Because I'm actually going to put quite a lot of paint. I didn't coat the background before. I don't think that was necessary. Bit of the bronze. Once it's dry, the metallics should be really, really nice. Put that red. Well, okay, I think I'm going to just tilt it a bit so the colors move and mix. As usual, I don't wear my gloves. That's just fun touching the paint. I don't want to really mix all the colors because I'll end up having everything brown. Now comes the key part. I add some black paint along the side of the face and, well, you can see what happens for yourself. Wow, look at all that. Isn't that amazing? Oh, I love it. Oh, that's so beautiful. Okay, that leaves me with this small section just here. I think we missed some parts here. Bit of a fiddly job. Because paints have different densities and then bubbles form, it's important to mix your paints, and in my full tutorials I go over the different recipes I use. I then draw over the piece to create some branches and voila! So you can see all the cells from up close and the branches. I think they're pretty cool. And the tiny leaves. Actually, look at the edges. There's some gold edge to the face as well. Number 3, dandelions. This next piece and method somehow also uses toilet paper as a tool, just not the same part as the one before. If you take the inside of the roll and cut it along the edge inwards, you are left with a surprisingly handy little tool that can help you make easy dandelions. Just cut sections of the toilet paper, the inside, up to the same height, roughly. Doesn't have to be perfect. Not too thin, not too thick. All around, open it, bend it gently, but not too much. See, if they are too long, they'll be quite flimsy, so I wouldn't recommend them longer than 3-4 centimeters. Okay, something like this. I also made another smaller one using some card. Kids at my school really love this one, but who says us adults can't have a little fun too? Pour out a bit of paint on a plate and start dipping. Okay, so I'm dipping it, as you can see, just like that. I think I'm going to add a bit more deeper purple. I think we need more colour. So I'm just using my palette knife to some lines. I think that helps. And once it's dry, I'm going to embellish it a bit more. Yeah, that's pretty dark. Okay, where shall we put it? Somewhere. A few stems and some added details later, and we've got an easy to do piece that's as fun to make as it is beautiful. Number 4, silicone cells. This next technique made its way onto the list because it's my son's favorite piece of mine. I just couldn't miss it. What you get when you combine glue gun outlines and some poured paint? That's right, an octopus. But swiping is not the only way to get cells. My octopus really needs suckers, and some silicone turned out to be just the right medium. And now some silicone. Oh, that's awesome. That's what I wanted. Cells should grow bigger in a minute. See them with white, you can see them better. It's just a regular napkin, but I want it moist. Pretty nice. See, I don't want the whole leg to be covered with those little suction pads. And now let's take a look at the finished piece. Number 5, glue gun molds. The glue gun fun doesn't stop there though. The next trick I used is kind of mind-blowing. I wanted to add some 3D elements to my peace lily plant, and the inner sections are extremely detailed and difficult to do. I had no idea how I was going to make it until a moment of clarity. Putting my section here and a glue gun. I'm going to cover it with glue gun. Let's just hope this is going to work. Oh no, I need something to hold it. Okay, so what a mess. Okay, not on me. I know it looks messy, but this is my very first trial. It's a bit thicker. If it's more than half, then how will I take it out? It looks like a huge caterpillar, doesn't it? I'm leaving it to dry and see what happens. I am so impatient, but this is still pretty hot. Now I think we could bet. Who thinks it's going to work? I don't know. I think it's looking promising. The moment of truth. Oh my gosh. I just try to pop this section out. Trim that. I put, okay. Oh, I see. Oh, some of the bits stayed in, but they are very easy to remove. Actually, it worked really well, and you know why this thing happened? It's because it's organic. So it got partially cooked, basically, once the hot glue was touching it. Those sections were like, as if you put, you know, little vegetable here, was partially cooked. And now, the moment of truth, we are going to actually test it. If that was clay or metal, that will work really well. But that's for another experiment. I'll make it warmer first. Squeeze it in. I'm wondering, am I going to be able to take it out? Oh, come on. Come on, you slug. Ha ha ha! Oh, come on. This is awesome. I am so happy. Even if the spikes are not totally spiky, this is fab. I made the rest of the leaves and stems by hand, added some textured background, and this was the final result. Number 6, palette knife and pouring. Let's get back to some pouring. For this next piece, I was trying to figure out how to make an interesting sunflower, and the middle was proving particularly tricky. What I decided to do is to pour some paint in one spot in circles and then use a palette knife to shape it. There's definitely quite a lot of black in the middle of a sunflower, isn't there? Absolutely doesn't have to be perfect. As usual, I like experimenting on the screen. So, whoops. You know what, even this is cute. Maybe I could leave it like this. Now I'm thinking that perhaps I need some more space here for the petals. So now the lines. Maybe next time I'll try to replicate Van Gogh sunflowers in a vase. That will be interesting. Now it's time to add a couple of dots of color around it and swipe the paint with some tissue. Very vibrant. Okay, maybe a drop of orange somewhere. How about a bit of gold? I'm not sure if it's enough paint. Let's just put a bit more paint behind those. Testing. Oh, look at those cells. Where do these come from? Okay. Petal is not bad. I'm dragging a bit of brown now. Oh, that's pretty. I'm just wondering, maybe there was a drop of silicone in one of the colors. Oh, look, I can actually shape the petal the way I want. That's awesome. I'm pretty happy so far. Oh, I think I know what happened. This is the same gold. This is the leftover gold for when I was painting my lovely Indian lady. And I was swiping with gold and I added 1 drop of silicone. So yes, that's the gold. You can see the link here. And I like the fact they blend with the green now. And I'm dragging, as you can see, I'm dragging a tiny bit of brown. That was intentional. If you cut different shapes of your little napkin tools, you will have slightly different petals, so you can make them thinner or thicker. Depends how do you want your petal to go. A final touch with the back of my paintbrush and we are good to go. Okay, so I am adding little dots. You can have a cup of tea or coffee. Number 7. Straw blow. Palette knives aren't the only tools we can use to move paint with. For these pieces, I use the straw as my tool of choice. In this first one, I outlined some branches with my glue gun and began pouring paint on top. Okay, I think it's going to be messy. I don't like messy. Oh, it's more than I thought. So I'm going to spread it this way. Okay, well, spreads nicely. You know, I do want the branches to be seen, so that's why I don't want too much paint down this way. Just moving the canvas with my hands is helpful, but when I need more control and detail, that's where my straw comes in. Take a look how it turned out. So I can push the paint over. I am going to use a bit of this light green to finish this part off, and just this lightest beige as well, perhaps. Let's just blow it with the straw. That works extremely well, pushing the paint down and for getting very messy and completely covered with paint. But I'm having so much fun. This technique is also what actually started my channel. In my very first video ever, I used the straw to make a jellyfish. Let me show you how that looked. I haven't done it before. This is just an experiment, so hopefully it will work. Now I need to be from the other side, so I'm going to move my canvas around. I did order the special silicone straw, but it's so big. I actually used the old plastic one. Yes, I know it's plastic, but I've been using it for probably over 6 months. You can see it all, and I do wash it. I wash everything I use. What do you think of the shape? I think I'm quite happy with this kind of shape and the colors as well. So I'm going to repeat one here, going perhaps this way, or maybe a bit rounder, and a smaller one. I've just added a coat of resin. Just look how the metallics really pop now, and the colors, and they look beautiful. Number 8, all-purpose filler. If you've been watching my more recent tutorials, then you'll be quite familiar with this one. I think it's always so much fun to add 3D elements to my work, and in the case of these grapes, I turned to some common household all-purpose filler, or spackle, as a tool. And I'm just wondering whether I can actually sculpt something different out of it. Well, those of you who are wondering what on earth is she doing, I'll tell you that some time ago I used that putty and I made a little penguin, actually 2 penguins, and it worked really well. If you haven't watched that video, it's one of my favorite. The link is there. And I remember when you take this and when you start touching it or playing with it or making a shape, it actually gets soft and you can form whatever you want. There are various types of grapes. These are going to be the purple ones, so I think they tend to be rounder than the green ones, if I am right. I think actually one of you lovely subscribers a long time ago requested grapes. I think I probably produced enough. I'll try really hard to stick them in the same position I planned them on the piece of paper. I actually decided to pour over the grapes with the purple that I had before. As usual, total experiment, because I love experimenting, don't I? So let's just take a brush. I'm just going to touch them. This can be used in combination with some easy pouring to make your piece pop. See how runny it is? I'm sure there'll be some more greens. Okay. What I'm going to do now, I'm just going to use a hairdryer. Yes, a hairdryer. So it might be a total mess. Okay, apologies for the noise. Oh, that's fun, because now I can see which colors I am not too keen on. Too much of this, definitely too much of this. So let's get rid of this. That's good. It's a very, very thin layer, to be honest. Now I might use a straw to control a bit of this section. That's a pretty leaf, you know. Maybe I'll do some more like this. You know, with a good straw work, you can even imitate some leaves. Well, just for, you know, using straw, I'm pretty pleased. I think I need one here, and then I will leave it to dry. Last darker section somewhere here. I also used some polymer clay in this piece and pressed some leaves into it to get an ultra realistic texture. You know, for those veins. And it's quite hard now, it's from yesterday. Okay, let's have a look. Yes. So now I'm just cutting the sections. And I think I will simplify some of them. So I'm just testing now whether that's the right place. I think I quite like it here. Number 9, the hairdryer. You may have seen this one pop up in some of the previous clips already, but a hairdryer is a supremely powerful tool for spreading and mixing your paint. After you've poured onto a background, you can use it to great effect to manipulate and shape your pieces. Let me show you a couple of different examples on how I've used this in the past. It works much better than the original nozzles for my hairdryer. So, but I don't recommend making that. It's dangerous, it's sharp. The lower setting, ready, steady, go. So these will be quite sparse, just like this. Remember, all of the full videos are linked below the video if you want to check out how I got the full results. I'm super happy with this section. So we are on lower setting now. Oh, I love these colors. And as usual, I'm just going to use my finger, but of course you can use a brush. And I'm touching some areas. Last and certainly not least, the tissue paper feather technique. This technique was first used in the most popular video on my channel, so I'm quite sure you enjoy it. I start off by painting my canvas black and layering on some paint in the shape I want. It's very important that the paint is wet and not too thick. Then it's all about the little cuts. You've seen me swipe paint earlier, but to get a perfectly wispy effect, I cut out little teeth on my tissue paper to get a smooth, feathery effect. So I'll start with these cutouts first. try these. Oh, that's nice. Can repeat it here. I didn't wet these small cutouts. I used this technique a couple more times to create different feathers in the past too, and I could not be more happy with how they turned out. Wow, lovely colours. I think I should start with my swiping tool now. Oh, managed. Well, there we are. I really hope you enjoyed, and I hope that a lot of these techniques are new to you. Please let me know in the comments which technique or piece was your favorite. Don't forget that the key in all of this is experimentation and combining the things you learn. You can use almost any of these tricks on almost any piece. Even when I'm making something completely different or mixed media, these still come in handy. All of the videos you've seen can be found in the description, and if you enjoy my tutorials and would like to help support my work, please check out my Patreon, where I post extended versions of my tutorials. My last one was actually 1.5 hours long, so there's plenty to watch and enjoy. Thank you so much for watching and supporting me all these years, and I'll see you next Saturday. Bye bye!